Hi guys, another round of Q&A. Let's do it from top down. Boon Kiat, we also said stay at home. Bobby also so sad to stay at home. Are you sad? Details though. Bye. Are you drunk? Sorry. Okay. From Fish Siamese. What does your wife do for a living? She's my business partner. We started our companies together back in 2012. Yeah. So basically, she's my business partner. She handles all the important stuff. I handle all the not important stuff. So she handles the accounts, HR, finance. She's basically the general behind. I'm the foot soldier in front. So if that's what you're asking, okay. I'm the one who spent irresponsibly, and she's the one at the back holding my horses. But I'm lucky, she loves cars. Okay. Hi Bobby, heard you said that F30 LCI solve a lot of issues. What type of issues? Well, basically the biggest problem with the F30 when it came out is the suspension, right? Is a bit too bumpy when it's in sport, and then when it's in comfort is a bit wallowy, but the LCI, the facelift one, makes the car perfect, as though they snatch someone from Ford's suspension department. Alright, my friend booked a 2015 F30 pre-LCI. Well, if it's pre-LCI, I don't know about 2015, maybe they've updated the suspension, I'm not sure. But yeah, the later ones, the suspension is a lot nicer to drive. Okay? And you have to know this. Car makers, right, when they make a car, it might look the same, but that's why every time when you want to buy parts, right, they want the serial number, they want the batch number, blah blah and all that, because it's a constant improvement process. There may be parts in a 2013 car that is different from a 2012 car, because the car makers and the suppliers constantly improve their design when they face issues and all that. Alright, it's a non-stop process. Okay? Sorry. Hi Bobby, my dad has given me his E36. Lucky boy. With 27,000 km. What? Did you say... Sorry. Did you say it wrongly? 270,000 km or 27,000 km? But after the 27, you put an apostrophe there. So... Wow! A 27,000 km E36. That is very, very low mileage. Okay. What do you think of its reliability now? There's no such thing as reliability anymore for a 1997 car. You just have to check everything, make sure it works, go to a mechanic, they're easy to fix, and then drive it. Lucky boy. Some Han Kuk Saram here. He just said, I love money. Oh, okay. Hi Bobby, thanks again for replying to my previous question about 1.5 Civic versus the 86. Now my next question is, which car would be best in terms of a daily driver and the occasional weekend toge? In terms of reliability, maintenance, handling. Oh, now he has other choice. Out of your choices, okay, let me first quickly Google this. Okay, out of your choices, the least reliable one would be the 2012 R56 Mini JCW. I mean, when compared to an 86 and a 2015 Audi TT MK3. Alright, I would put my bet on the 86 will still be the most reliable one, and the least maintenance cost, and will be the most fun to drive, and is also the best daily driver. The JCW here will be the worst daily driver. It will be the least reliable, uh, but it's very fun to drive lah. As for the Audi TT MK3, I would say it is. Can I say it's the least usable because, mm, but it's um, there was once when I was working in car list, all 7 of my staffs stuffed themselves into an Audi TT. Alright, so you can't say it's not practical. But yeah, all these cars are okay. I used to be crazy about R56 minis. Well, if it's your dream, then you should go ahead. But out of all this, the 86. Alright. I'm someone who dare to take risks. Okay. Currently driving a stage 1 Ford Fiesta 1-liter turbo. So if you come from a Ford, I guess a Mini is pretty alright. Don't worry, my previous R56 Mini never gave me any big issues apart from that. What was that issue? The one with the flywheel, something like that. Is the flywheel slipping? Yeah, yeah. I had that issue, replaced, done. No issue after that. But when you drive it, when the issue came, it just feels so weird, and you do not know how to describe to the mechanic. But yeah, it got fixed after that. But the whole car, every day as I was driving the car, the R56 Mini, right, we will always encounter little plastic bits in the car, and we couldn't find where it came from, so we keep them in a cup holder, and then they stayed there. These are not broken plastics, right? They fell off somewhere that we couldn't find where it came from. Then we just put it there. Yeah, I think in total we have like 5 or 6 of them. The fit and finish is horrible. Okay. Yeah, so Sean, go for what you like. TT MK3, R56 Mini, JCW, and the 86. Alright? Okay. Hi Bobby. Possible to, oh, Mr. Terrence. Possible to do a review of a Lexus IS250, the one with the dripping lights, or the IS200T. I can't find. Yeah, because that time Lexus, they themselves have very low confidence with this car because of the selling price. So I don't think they even register some review units. They just leave it there. You want to buy like that, right? Because it's so expensive, comparatively expensive. Because the others are local assembly, then they get all the tax incentive and all that. So I think you can watch the global reviews. It's not a bad car. Um, in fact, because it's so rare now, um, it's a special sight when you see one. Oh, nice! And you know the effect that that has on C class and 3 series, because of local assembly, because they are being sold at 230, 240, 250,000, whereas a Lexus and a Jaguar and a Audi A4 2-liter turbo quattro, they're all at 300,000 plus ringgit, right? After a certain period of time, you soon establish this mindset whereby you see a 3 Series 330E, yeah. You see a Jaguar XE or a IS200T, you're like, whoa, this guy is loaded, man. He bought that car at 100,000 ringgit more than a 330E, and he still go for that. So that kind of hierarchy started to change after a while. Okay, I mean on people's impression. I don't mean whether it's worth it or not. It's all just taxation. Okay. Mr. G. Hi Bobby, I'm a married man with no kids at the moment. Near future, yes. Pancut, ah. Good luck, bro. I'm happily driving my 2017 Honda City, while my wife is driving a 2011 Sylphy. My wife's car is getting old, and I'm thinking of getting her an X70. Fantastic car. However, we think your all toxic videos. I'm thinking, should I let her drive my city and I get myself a wagon? You asshole. Mazda 6 Touring seems interesting, but I certainly wouldn't mind an A5 5-door, but afraid of the practicality. What would you recommend? I'm a big wagon fan too. I mean, if you like a wagon, then you should, for the sake of getting your wife pregnant, you should get her a car that you like. Then you always borrow from her. Just like how my wife has a wagon as well. You know, she likes wagons as well. Well, to be honest, an X70 is unbeatable when it comes to its bang for buck. Okay, and of course, woman loves a taller riding position. So, but then you like a Mazda 6 Touring, which is more like a guy's car, I presume. Very few women are like my wife, don't mind going around in a wagon. In fact, now she loves wagons more than sedans. Okay, but of course, in terms of form factor, she would pick an SUV over a wagon because of the tall riding position. But we're pretty lucky. I didn't know the RS6 rides so tall. RS6, the roof height, right, is almost the same as HRV. Yeah, sitting position also like an HRV, so it's a tall car in a way. A5 5-door, not bad. But would you like to go for the Mazda 6 first before you jump from a Honda City to an Audi A5? See, the thing is this: an Audi A5, I presume, is a used one, sportback, and if you're talking about Mazda 6 Touring, then it will be the price of about 90 or 100,000 ringgit. That price point of an A5 would be year 2012 or 13, 7-year-old car. So, are you ready if certain components fail or wear and tear, and then you need to replace them, and then they freaking cost 3,400 or 2,600? It might, because 7-8-year-old car, they might. So you have your own mentality has to be prepared on this lah. I don't mean that there are no parts in a Honda City that can cost that much. There are parts that can cost that much. It's just that there are more of these parts in an Audi A5. All right. If you're talking Mazda 6 Touring, I'm not sure which generation, but I hope it's the Mazda 6 is a brilliant car, but the first batch, the first batch, the one that doesn't look so good, has a totally different dashboard as the others. Why? That dashboard has some design issues, and you will have noise coming out of your dashboard, and it's freaking annoying. Alright, and that Mazda 6 doesn't have good soundproofing, so not just the sound from the wheel well, blah blah, all that sound, and then you have your dashboard knocking and creaking, so it's a bit annoying. That's why Mazda quickly facelifted the car and changed an entirely new dashboard. So if you can, go for the facelift. Yeah, there are 2 facelifts in the Mazda 6, or is it 3? Yeah, there's a lot of facelift. So as long as you have the first facelift and above, it's a brilliant car. It's a brilliant car. All right, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, good luck, Mr. G. Treat your wife better. It's like those rich people. Oh, I bought a Ferrari 458 for my wife. Then the wife doesn't want to drive it. Then he drives it every day. All right. Mr. Azlan, there's a special feeling of washing your own car. You know every scratch, dents, and road battle scars. Basically, I've owned cars from 1994 until now. I wash all my cars. Good one, Mr. Azlan. I learned this from my Thai friend who had the MG Le Mans. Only 4 in the world, but he drives his car. He lets it get scratched. He lets the stones ding his car, and then he takes care of it. Yeah. special relationship with the car. Mr. Gerald, oh no, this one is on the posting I did. Hi Bobby, Mr. Lam. Heard your comment about Polo GTI. Any other comparable choice around 50,000 price range? Preferably manual, weekend fun car, I like hatchback and wagon. 208 GTI? I prefer the 208 GTI's exterior, interior, everything over a Polo GTI, to be honest. Okay. Is there a Ford Fiesta ST? Crap interior, but oh, lovely to drive. My new Porsche 911 at 4,200 miles, that would be what? Close to what am I calculating? That would be about 6,000 plus km. Has been trouble free. Yeah, well, of course, it's a Porsche. Hi Bobby, is the Z4 E35. Ooh, that's the beautiful Z4. Cost of ownership. I think this car has reached a point whereby when you buy the car, you should change out some of the stuffs, and of course after you change them, I would say the initial, if the previous owner did not take care of it well, then the initial 6 months you might really need to look into replacing some of the stuffs. It's up to your own taste, you know. Of course the car will start, right? You give it an oil change, you make sure there are no oil leaks, you know. If the brake pads are okay, don't change them. Everything is okay, then you just use the car, right? But if you want to build your own understanding and confidence on the car, like me, when I get a car, I don't care whether the owner told me they have serviced it 3 months ago or whatever, all this. When I got the car, I'll just change all the fluids, the consumables, I will change it. Then try and observe, try and slowly drive the car and feel the car. But at the back of my mind, I will remember throughout my ownership, okay, this car's aircon compressor has never failed throughout my 6 years, okay, let's say. But I know that they will come because I haven't replaced the components, right? They have a lifespan. Your aircon compressor has a lifespan. Your steering pump has a lifespan. Your brake pump has a lifespan. Your fuel pump has a lifespan. Everything has a lifespan. Alright? So I don't think it's too complicated a car, but if you are someone who is used to buying used cars, used European cars, I don't think it would be too significant because it's not a complicated car like, let's say, a 4-wheel drive Panamera, right? Or a Cayenne. Those are massively complicated cars, and you have so many components inside the cars that are bound and need to be replaced, right? I'll give you an example. You have a suspension that is just operating here versus a suspension that has a central link to a valve, and then the valve would control the fluids from your left suspension to your right suspension. You know, all this kind of complicated stuff will one day require maintenance or replacement of parts. Alright? Hi Bobby, is the Preve worth 1.6 turbo worth buying? It's around 25,000 now. It's okay, but your budget can get Caldina Turbo, Toyota Caldina Turbo. But of course, maybe you're looking at a car with a loan, then I think it's alright. I don't think it's too high of a fuel consumption, but that can be relative. And 25,000. I mean, for me, I would go for the Preve rather than buying a new Axiala, right? Go for the Preve. Just fix it, right? Hi Bobby, I'm looking for a reliable car, 150,000 budget and below. Would you recommend a 2016 A4 2-liter TFSI or a 2019 Kia Optima K5? Oh, do you have better suggestions? I think the A4 is very reliable for the new generation A4. I don't think you'll face any issues with it. Kia Optima K5 is an okay buy, mainly just because of its initial price is 200 plus. If not, if you just think about it as a Kia Optima, no, the original price is about 180k. Wow, only depreciated so little. That's because it's rare. Few people bought it, right? So the Optima is way larger than the A4 for interior room because it's a Asian D segment car, and you have all the fake noise. Yeah, handling is alright. It's not crazy good. Handling, it cannot be compared to the Audi A4. Okay, and the Audi A4 interior is miles better built in a way. The K5 interior is similar to the 2009-2010 BMW F10 generation, that kind of build quality, which is pretty impressive in a way. I think you can go for the A4 because I think considering these two, is again your heart versus your brain, right? It's totally okay. The 2016 A4 is reliable. There are no issues. Alright. Hi Bobby, you always mention how much you enjoyed the current generation Mazda 6. What about the previous generation Mazda 6, the 2012 2.5? Again, same thing. The first batch Mazda 6 has some design errors when it comes to the dashboard and very poor soundproofing and all that. 35,000 is, again, I would buy this 2.5 Mazda 6 over an Axia. So go for the Mazda 6. I think those issues are, if you test the car, check everything is alright. I mean, you can't argue with 35,000 of a 2012 car. You cannot argue with that. And then with a powerful 2.5 liter engine, go ahead, man. If your car doesn't have that issue, by all means. And if your car is too noisy, go to KL Auto, get some soundproofing done. So the thing is this, you hear people saying that, oh, don't foam your car, it changes how the crash structure, blah 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 blah. I bet they haven't even hold a piece of foam before, you know. Let's say the new A-Class, right? Mercedes foam it in certain parts to improve soundproofing. As for the soundproofing materials that people are selling outside, those that they lift your carpet, they put in and all that, right? These are things that car makers could have done, but it's just because of costs, right? Don't believe the marketing so much that you believe that the car that came out, they have put in every single effort to make it the best possible. No, at the end of the day, it's always about cost. It's always about it's about cost. And a lot of things may seem cheap. Let's say it's like, hey, this thing is not expensive, right? They could have added it in. But in car manufacturing, it's not about the cost of the material. It's about the time to apply it on the car, because the car is on a conveyor belt moving, right? The more complicated the process is, the higher the cost, because they count it by 1 year. What's the total operation cost of their factory, total staff, their salary, and per day they can operate how many shifts, the total cost versus how many cars being produced, right? If you slow down the process, it's going to cost way more than the material cost itself. Alright, that's how they calculate things. So yeah, get the 35,000 Mazda 6 and go do some soundproofing. Enjoy the car. It's 35,000 for a 2012. Alright, sorry about the phone call. Okay, sorry, next question. Mr. Alfred. Hi Bobby, would you recommend a 2011 Lexus RX 270 or 2015 Toyota Harrier? I would actually recommend the Toyota Harrier. First of all, it's 4 years newer. Secondly would be actually the Lexus RX, the previous generation RX. The ride comfort is just so-so, especially when you talk about the suspension ride comfort. And in terms of space, right, the Harrier is very spacious. So provided you want the brand, other than that, I think the Harrier is more superior. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. Um, yeah. Hi Bobby, I'm starting a family soon. Currently driving a 2006 Myvi. Thinking of getting a BMW E90 around 30,000. What do you think? Your Myvi would be as spacious as an E90 in a way, and of course the E90 has a lot of driving fun, but this will be a car in 2007, 2008, right? Um, for your budget, you can actually get a 2012 Mazda 6 as well. Alright? Um, if you really love the E90, go ahead. Just again, get it checked and all that, and it should be a rewarding car to drive. Alright? Um, blah. Hi Bobby, should I fix up my 2009 Myvi really well or buy a second car like a 2009 A4? Okay, that's my generation. Or a 2005 Golf, or swap the Myvi for a newer car. I don't need two cars. Then you can swap your Myvi for a new car, for a newer car. Like you mentioned, a Honda City or a Vios, perfectly fine, great cars. Okay. If you don't need two cars, no point. And a 2009 Myvi, there's only so much you can do to it in a way. That's the previous Myvi, right? The first generation Myvi, right? Yeah. If you don't need two cars, then just go with one that you're really happy with, right? City and Vios both are fantastic cars. Hi Bobby, what about a V40 T5? Now below 90k. Is it worth the price? I think it's alright, but not super duper worthwhile considering the size of the car, the V40. And if you look at the dashboard, it is sort of the same generation as the previous S60, V60 generation product. And those cars are at 60k, right? So 90, I would say for a V40 T5 is just okay. The way it drives is also similar to the previous generation S60, very front heavy, not nice, not super nice in the twisties, but very nice on the highways. Alright. And as for the Audi TT MK3, used or recon, recons are used cars as well. They just sell at a higher price, so get a used one. Okay. Hi Bobby, what do you think of the AMG GT? Beautiful car. Do you think it's daily drivable? If you're talking about comfortable or not, no. None of them are comfortable. Alright, compared to a 911 or compared to a Ferrari 458, they are just straight up bumpy. Boom. Yep. Even the most regular AMG GT is bumpy. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done. Oops, sorry. Hi Bobby. Do you think I should go for the 120i M Sport or the 118i M Sport? Now the 120i is the 1.6, right? There was a point in time in the 1 series generation, the current 1 series generation, not current, previous, the new front wheel drive one is current, which hasn't arrived yet. So this is about the rear wheel drive one, the last rear wheel drive 1 series. There was a batch which is the 120i M Sport. There was one batch with M Sport suspension that is hardly drivable, hardly drivable. The suspension is so stiff. That was the first time BMW put in the M Sport steering wheel, a full M Sport body kit and an M Sport suspension, right? That car is hardly drivable. It's so stiff. You're just bopping around non-stop. I really don't recommend that one. If you're going for the 120i, maybe get the one without the M Sport suspension. However, in the 118i M Sport, the one with the 1.5 turbo, with the full range of M Sport body kit and all that, that one, the M Sport suspension is totally okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi Bobby, thank you for your hard work. Looking into a 2012 Peugeot 3008. 2012. Don't. Is it reliable? No. Don't. Get something else. Alright. I think I've had 5 or 6 friends who had the car. Only one doesn't have any issues. Others all kena. So not recommended. Sorry. Get something else. Lovely car, but not recommended. Okay. Hi Bobby, my dad is looking at the G20, C200 or Passat. All his previous cars were Toyota. Which would you recommend? He's driving a Toyota Harrier 2-liter and they now not selling the car. So if your dad is looking at these 3 cars, go for the G20. You have to understand, some of these cars, they overlap their generation. Okay, but regardless how, the Passat is from 2005, which began design or engineering back in 2012, 11, 13. The C200 came out in what, 2013? 2013, is it? Or 14? Yeah, so the newest generation product is the G20. In terms of technology, in terms of everything else, it's the most recent car. And it's the one that won't be replaced the soonest. So get the 3 Series G20. Alright? Hi Bobby, do you have a website to see what cars are for sale? I do. It's called Muda and Car List. Hi Bobby, would you choose an S5 2011 at 100k or an S5 2013 at 150k? No. 2013 Audi S5. Uyyo. No way I'm paying that price for this 2013 Audi S5. Rare. 150k. Where are all the S5s? Where did they go? All gone now. Huh? All kena snapped up. There we go. Oh, that's a coupe. Why does it say 2015? Oh, 2011s are everywhere. First of all, a 2011 S5 at 100,000 is a bit high. You can try and find one and offer 85, 85 thereabouts. As for a 2013 S5 at 150,000, no, I won't pay that kind of price, because 170, 180 is already in M5 territory. And if you pay 160,000, you're getting an X6M. You know, so I think the two cars that you're looking at should be at least 20,000 lower, if not 30,000 lower. All right, yeah, that's too high a price to pay for a 2013 Audi S5 for 150,000. Yeah, even though it's worth it, but there are a lot of them out there, so you can try and nego and get the best deal out of it. All right. I mean, 150k, you cannot get this kind of performance anywhere, but there are crazy deals out there now, especially at this juncture, at this price point, this kind of environment now that nobody is buying car and all that. Try your best to nego now. It's a buyer's market out there. All right. If the car is listed for 150, open your price at 128 or 130. Argue with the dealer. The dealer would have opened a price of 110 to buy up the 2013 S5. Right. As for the 2011 S5, maybe the dealer bought it at 70k or 75k. Okay. Hi Bobby, thank you for your review. I bought the 2 Series. And blah 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 blah. Currently own what? Why so many questions? Blah 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 blah. I'm considering an 86 because I'm married with no kids yet. Buy the 86. Secondly, this guy owns a Mini 5-door and thinking of upgrading to a G30. He's getting married by end of this year. Or the E200. Get the G30. It's a much superior car. Okay? And never had problems from the G30, but I did hear some with the E200. Okay? Another guy, 316i F30, thinking of upgrading to a 330e or a 370Z. Get the 370Z if it's in your mind, because it is the kind of car you will no longer buy a few years down the road after you have kids and all that. So for now, if it is in your mind, you want to try it, go for it. And the 370Z is the kind of car whereby it's so rare out there, you can buy it now, you drive it for a few years, you might be able to still sell it more or less about the price you bought. Okay? If you met someone silly enough to want one. Okay? This guy owns a 1.5 Civic Turbo, couldn't find a girlfriend. He's now looking at something of equal value to an 86 or a Cayman. That's a very old Cayman if it is about the 86 price. But if you are talking about buying a recon, very recent year, 2016, 17, 86, then that kind of price you can go for a Cayman. Alright? Same goes. Some people ask, should they buy a Mazda MX-5 RF? Then the price is at 250, 260,000. That's the kind of price you can get a Boxster, current gen Boxster. You know, I mean not the 4-cylinder one, the 6-cylinder one. Okay. Hi Bobby, I'm a father of 2 daughters, 4 years and 7 years old. Currently driving a Toyota Alphard 2.4. This big giant is not a good experience because my child was small back then. Blah blah blah. I needed it. Now I'm thinking of getting an XC60 T6. 2015, that means the previous generation, or a 2011 6-speed, and then or X70 Premium. If getting the Volvo, blah 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 blah, which you think is a better choice? Now if you go for the used Volvo, let's say 2015 one versus Proton X70, there's no challenge in terms of advanced technology and the entertainment value of an X70 is fantastic, and of course the car is new, versus a 5-year-old XC60, which but if you're looking at the XC60, the previous gen, go for the 8-speed. Alright, don't go for the 6-speed version, go for the 8-speed. um, Both of them, the handling is more or less the same. I mean, in terms of level, the previous gen XC60 is not like those super enjoyable to drive SUV. The safe handling type. Okay. Yeah. Of course, the XC60 has a lot of safety features. All right, and it might have the booster seat as well, so your daughters can use. And yeah, it's a pretty reliable car. Yeah, you can go for it. X70, maybe you can wait for the, but now there's the local CKD one, right? I mean, if you're keen with the Volvo, you're just afraid of the car, then I can say that you get the car, get it serviced, get it checked. It should be alright. It should be pretty alright. Okay. At least it's a safer car than your Alphard, your old Alphard. Yeah. Okay. Hi Bobby, just want to say thank you for willing to share your knowledge. Thank you. Thank you. I don't see you are, I don't know whether you are subscribed or not, Mr. Vijayarai. Vijayaraj, sorry. What is better to drive in terms of comfort, X4 or Harrier? You just answered yourself. X4 is nicer to drive and the Harrier is more comfortable. So hi Bobby, can you take me in your car for Genting run? Sure, anytime. Join our morning drive. My driver's seat is empty. You can just my passenger seat is empty. You can come up. Hi Bobby, a W212 E200 or a W204 C200. Both car around 2012 to 15. I think they share the same drivetrains, and if it is 2012 or 2015, it's already 5 or 7, 8 years old. So no matter how, you still need to get the car checked. You still need to make sure there are no oil leaking. You know, you need to change some components. There might be sound coming from the suspension. I mean, the car has aged. That doesn't mean they aren't cars that you can keep. I would say go for the I would say go for the E-Class. You have to understand this, the E-Class is designed to be a taxi in Europe, so it will always be very, very lasting, the interior and everything, especially this generation W212. I think in a way the right-hand drive version of this W212 is actually, you have a proper footrest, proper sitting position. Of course, the interior is not as pretty as the new 213, but it's one of those nice E-classes. Yeah, go for the E-class, don't go for the C lah. Same generation, about the same price now, used car, right? Hi Bobby, need your advice. Is it the right price to get an FK2R? Will this car get appreciated like MD2R versus a BRZ? Of course, the FK2R will be rarer than the BRZ, and as time goes by, it remains to be seen whether it can hold its value or not, or it will end up like the FN that nobody wants. People only want the FD2R, right? So, is it called the FN? FN2, right? FN2 is a previous gen. Yeah, weirdly nobody wants that car, and the problem is, sorry, you see, the FK2Rs are about 200k. Alright, whereas the FK8R, so many fake Civic Type Rs. When you type Civic Type R, all of them came up. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's Labuan. Fuck lah. Don't come here, kacau. Yeah, it's 200k, and quite a few of them came in. Okay, it's not worth buying the FK2R because you are already seeing FK8R at 250,000. If they are just about 40 over thousand away, the FK2R stands no chance in terms of as a value proposition. You might as well wait for the FK8R. It's gonna come down because there are so many of them, so many of them. And at one point Honda couldn't sell them out. They have a massive discount. They discounted 50,000 of a brand new FK8R. So the used car prices are tanking down. And if the FK8R comes down, it's gonna pull the FK2R down as well. So for your choice, it's better you wait for the FK8R. Wait for a little while. It will be within your affordability. Alright? Hi Bobby, subscribed to your channel since 2017. Thank you. I have a question. MX-5 Sky Active or F56 Cooper S? MX-5. Which one you prefer and why? The new F56 Cooper S, right, has more or less become just another hatchback. You know, that special sauce that they have in their car is gone. Whereas the MX-5, brilliant. Go for the MX-5. Hi Bobby, have you any safety precautions before you take the Aston Martin? I've heard horror stories from supercar owners, blah 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 blah. I don't know, man. I like the car, and of course I did my own research, asked around, and most people told me Astons, among supercars, when you compare it to Ferraris or Lamborghinis, Aston is one of the most reliable ones. And I just decided to take the plunge. Yeah. Hi Bobby, is Prakash's E93 M3 a manual? I don't think it's a manual, no. It's the DCT. I enjoy his character. Oh, he is a cool guy, man. Oh, it's his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Prakash. What are your thoughts on the ESX, and is it an Evo endurable? Unfortunately, it is not. Provided it's the Mitsubishi RVR. Hi Bobby. Yaris 2020 or the 200 Active Tourer? Interesting, man. Reliability cannot fight, But however good a BMW reliability, if you pit it against a Toyota, there's just no fight, And in terms of driving fun, right, I never thought a Yaris would drive so well, or a Vios, and I think the Yaris would outhandle the 2 Series Active Tourer anytime. Yeah, it's a fantastic handling car. Alright, hi Bobby, for 250 to 300,000, would you go for the M4 or Cayman or Mustang? I mean, the build quality of the Porsche is amazing, but probably lacking in power as compared to M4 or Mustang. I think the most exciting car to drive here for people like us would be the M4, right? It's just a huge blast of power out. Whereas the Cayman is the kind where you need to build this power, and it's more about exploring finesse in handling. Whereas the Mustang 5 liter will be the sexiest car here. Which would I go for? 250 to 300k. Can I say GTR? But given your choice here, and you mentioned Cayman and not the Boxster, so I would say I would go for it's a hard choice. I think the Mustang is a more special car. and if you freaking change the exhaust in the Mustang, right, boom, the sound, bro, crazy. Hi Bobby, which one would you prefer, Prius or Civic Hybrid? None. I'm not the kind of anti-hybrid car guy, but no lah, Civic Hybrid, Prius, both. No man, don't. Hi Bobby, which one you prefer, Maserati 4.7 V8, an Aston V8? Damn, these two sound really good. You know, everybody talk about how great Maseratis sound, right? But Aston V8, the Aston V8 is a 4.7 as well, same as the Maserati 4.7. Both sound really good. Aston especially sounds great when you start the car and at low revs, whereas the Maserati at the high revs, yeah, Aston don't sound that good anymore in the high revs, but that's the thing, you don't often go to high revs in these kind of big CC cars. Yeah. Alright. Hi Bobby, why the Q5 depreciated so much? That era's Audi, the 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, because of that engine, the 2 liter and 1.8 engines oil consumption issue, it has spread a bad reputation throughout that generation of Audi, and all of them tank in used car values. But actually, if you fix the engine oil consumption issue, it's a fantastic car, the Q5. Fantastic car. And you say it's still good looking in this modern era. Yes, because its design is so far ahead of its time. It's still a fantastic looking car. And if you go for the facelift, no issues. Go ahead. Alright. Hi Bobby, Civic Turbo blah 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 soundproofing with stage 1 blah blah sway bar, upgraded premium audio with performance tire, or a 2016 320i. Now the 2016 320i can be tuned to 290 horsepower. Can your Civic 1.5 Turbo with all that blah blah reach that? I'm not sure. Maybe you can. General sporty feel, refinement. I don't know how a Civic that was changed with so many things, how will it drive? But at the end of the day, it still has a CVT gearbox versus the BMW 8-speed. So I would say the 320i has more room to go. Okay. Hi Bobby, 1 series or 3 series, price almost the same, spaciousness does not matter, more for fun driving and long-term maintenance. I think both are alright. They share almost all their components. Yep. So yep. Hi Bobby, can you share your source of income? Not YouTube. Just look down the links and all that. We have 4 websites, and we do a lot of stuff that you all cannot see as well. Producing videos, campaign ideas, and yeah, I'm from advertising background. And do you get paid by car makers for promoting their cars? Do you think I'm promoting their cars? So the thing is let you understand how car makers think. If you fuck their cars once, they won't spend with you. Yeah. So yeah, the reason my video is so low quality is because I don't want my video to be something that needs to be funded, so that I can hire a director, a screenwriter, script, take, retake, you know, production crew, drone and all that. All those needs money. Yeah. So yeah. Alright. Hi Bobby, what do you think of the RCZ? Buy. Get it checked and buy. Okay? Alright. I guess that's about it. Again, I've done more than 1,000 videos in the past 3 years. If you like what we're doing, you can check out my channel more. And I'll be doing all this Q&A repeatedly. And if you look down the descriptions, you can see all my colleagues with their YouTube channels. Alright? Thank you so much. Sorry I'm losing my voice. And have a great day.